everyone, Kaylee, your friendly neighborhood hairstylist here. Today we are going through the evolution of Daenerys Targaryen hairstyles in Game of Thrones. Dun 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 dun! I am both a hair nerd and a Game of Thrones nerd. It only made sense that I would make this video. I wanted to both show you how to do the hairstyles and talk about the significance of the hairstyles. So whether you enjoy doing hair or you just care about the show, everybody's got a little bit of something. I got the idea for this video primarily from a meme that you may have seen running around. Daenerys spends time with the Dothraki. The Dothraki gain braids when they win battles. They even in the books gain some little silver bells that they wear in their hair. They are big fans of hair-related symbolism. Same. So the hypothesis is that Daenerys also gains braids as she wins battles. And I want to chime in on that because a little bit yes, and a little bit no. I do want to point out that I made the executive decision to do this on my hair versus a wig. I just wanted this to be as realistic looking as possible, and I figured we've already seen them on Targaryen silver hair. How about on Khaleesi blonde? It's so cheesy, but I had to. Let's get into it. Oh, actually, wait. Quick note, spoilers are coming. So the first of Daenerys's hairstyles is the one that she wears to her wedding. Now, before we talk about the hairstyle, let's talk about the waves. These were really easy to do. I just wrapped my hair around a curling iron, and then when it came off the curling iron, I pulled it straight for a couple of seconds. That helps to relax the curl so it becomes more of a loose wave than a curl, which I think mimics her early waves very, very well. There are the waves. Now before I get started, I'm adding in some hair extension. I'm going to be doing two longer wefts across the back of my head, one at the, where is this? One just about ear height and then one at the occipital bone. Then I have layers around my face. Daenerys does not. So I have these cute little itty bitty one-piece wefts that are just gonna go right next to my part on either side. And now we're ready for the hairstyles. You're gonna start by taking two pieces from either side of your crown, bringing them together and securing with an elastic. Then you put a braid charm over that elastic. Now we're going to pick out two sections on each side and secure those with a hair charm as well. It starts with one right next to your hairline, and then the second one is all the hair between your hairline and the previous section that we took. Now the section that is closest to your hairline on each side is going to come back and pick up the ponytail from our very first section and tie it all together with an elastic and decorate it with a hair charm. And finally, you're just going to repeat that one more time, basically. Take one more section from the front on each side, grab the ponytail, secure it with an elastic, and decorate it. And that's the hairstyle. The most notable thing here is that there are no braids. At this point, she's just a scared little girl. She's not the woman that we come to know, and I think you can see that in this hairstyle. What is interesting is that the shape of this hairstyle mimics the shape of the braids she will eventually earn. Now, is that a call out to who she becomes from the very first episode, or is her later hairstyle a call back to who she was? Up for interpretation. And now let's move on to some braids. Daenerys first starts wearing a very simple 3-strand braid, actually even before she gets married, and then soon again after she gets married. And there was no battle there to win a braid from. Additionally, her handmaids wear the same hairstyle. So I don't know that there's any special significance to this first braid. It kind of seems like a gimme. But then there's the second braid, and it is much more significant. She keeps her very first braid and adds in a lace braid. Over one side, you pick up a large section of hair, braid under, and then begin adding only hair from the top as you go. And you keep going until you reach the center back of your head, braid a couple inches normally, and secure it temporarily. Then you do the same thing on the other side. Once that's done, bring the two braids together, secure it with an elastic, and wrap it again with cord. You can spot the braid becoming more and more a part of Dany's costume as she integrates with the Dothraki, and it is firmly in place by the time she goes through her pregnancy ceremony at the Temple of the Doshkelin. She manages to eat the entire stallion heart, which proves how strong and capable she is, and because the Dothraki follows strength, she steps into this role as a loved ruler for the first time. Hence, the importance of the second braid coming through. It's not so much that she won a battle, unless it's like the battle of eating the horse heart. I think it really designates more about a giant step forward for her as a character than any battle won. We're gonna skip right ahead to Karth. For this hairstyle, we're making 4 rope braids, 2 on each side of your head, right off the part. Now that you've done your 4 rope braids, you're going to pull back both the rope braids on one side and use a clip to temporarily hold them in place. Then you're going to grab the 4 strands of the 2 rope braids and do a 4-strand braid. Or a 3-strand braid if you're actually trying to follow this and you don't want to go that hard. I will link a video where I teach you guys how to do a 4-strand braid. Then you're going to do the same thing on the other side. Now you can take the clips that are holding each braid out and you're going to pin one side down so that it stays in place. Then cross the other over and pin that in place as well. Now all you have to do is wrap the 2 4-strand braids around each other and secure with an elastic, and you're done. In Karth, Daenerys switches to rope braids, which is the preferred braid of nobility in the Game of Thrones universe. It's also the braid that her brothers wore, so she still has her 2 braids, but she has upgraded them in order to fit in. However, after her dragons are stolen, Daenerys basically wears the same hairstyle but with 3-strand braids. She is not here to impress the people of Essos anymore, she is here to get her dragons back. And I think it's the first time that we really see that Daenerys with 3-strand braids is the Daenerys that is ready to get ish done. Upon leaving Karth, Daenerys is back to her 2 braids, but there is a little bit of an upgrade. Now it's lace braided at the top. So you're gonna start by taking a large section from the front of your hair near your part and braiding it back in a lace braid until you reach the back of your hair. Braid a couple inches normally, hold it in place. Do the same thing on the other side. Then you bring it together in a ponytail. And now you literally repeat the same thing just underneath. And to finish this hairstyle off, I'm adding little cuffs around each of the elastics, which she begins wearing right after her victory in Karth, I am assuming made from the spoils of pillaging its treasures. So coming from Karth, Daenerys is wearing her Khaleesi braids again because she knows who she is, she's not gonna apologize for it, and she's not gonna rope braid down for it. And in doing all of this, she finds her identity as the breaker of chains. Now, she has a few major victories in Yunkai, and in Astapor, and in Meereen, yet she earns no new braids. Even in the books, she earned a bell for winning in the House of the Undying. But in the show, she's not gaining any new braids, so I don't necessarily think that Battle 1 equals new braid for Daenerys. But let's keep going. Now we're taking a hard turn into season 4 and a fully new hairstyle as Daenerys chooses to rule in Meereen rather than continue to conquer other cities or move on to trying to conquer Westeros. First thing that's different is these waves. These are all curled toward the face just by wrapping them around a 1-inch barrel. Here we go. First off, you're gonna section off the ear tendrils and clip those out of the way. Then you're gonna pick up a piece of hair from your hairline and begin rope braiding back for a couple of stitches. Then we're gonna turn it into a French rope braid by picking up a small piece from each side on the top and then on the bottom, putting them with our rope braid sections and then rope braiding once. Then you repeat that again. Little section on top, little section on the bottom, twist, and wrap. And for the hair on the bottom, you want to pick up little pieces of hair from the outside of the section so you get that really pretty piecey look instead of it just being all one kind of like hair wave. Once you've gotten just a little bit past your ear, you can switch to rope braiding normally and then secure it with an elastic. If you need to, you can hold the very end of the rope braid up with some bobby pins. And there's the first side done. Now we do the second side. And this is Daenerys' hairstyle when she takes rulership of Meereen. Can we note that we are back to the rope braids? I think it's Daenerys once again trying to fit into her idea of what she should be. She's taking on noble braids. She's wearing them like a crown. She's stepping into this abstraction of what she believes a ruler should be without grounding it whatsoever in who she has already been. And I think we see how poorly that goes for her. And moving into season 5, Daenerys reacts to betrayal like she did before by going back to her 3-strand braids. I also think that it's kind of a call out to her beginning to trust herself and her instincts a little bit more. For this hairstyle, we start once again with all the hair curled toward the face. And the first thing we're gonna do is section. You're gonna section the hair from your part to just behind your ear on each side and secure it out of the way. And now we're going to take a little sliver of hair right along the part line we just made up here and secure everything else into a ponytail. Then I'm grabbing a 2-clip weft and a 1-clip weft and lining them up within that section, and then we begin to braid. To braid, you're gonna Dutch braid the hair from your right to your left across the top of your head, keeping it as close into that section as you can. Once you've Dutch braided the entire section, you can braid about 6 more inches normally and then secure it however you want. Then go through and pull and massage the braid to open it up, and if you need to, you can kind of recenter the braid on its base and pin it in place. And now we're gonna do the same thing going the opposite direction. So let's take out the ponytail, then section your sliver of hair, put everything else in a ponytail, and add in your extensions. This time I'm using a 3-clip weft, which is basically the same size and thickness as the 2-in-1 clip I used for the first one. And now we braid from left to right over the head, just like we did previously. Okay, now at this point you can pin the ends of the braids over the start of the other braid if you need to, and you can let the sections in the front down. And now we do the braids in the front. We're going to Dutch braid back those front 2 sections in the same way that we've been doing that top lace braid, and then braid the rest normally and secure it in place. Okay, now that you have all the braids done, we just have to bring it together. So first, the 2 top braids come together in the back and you secure them with an elastic and adorn that with a little silver charm. Then do the same thing a little lower down for the second braid. So through season 5, we see Daenerys return to her 3-strand braids. We see her return to her own sense of vision and instinct. And we also see that she's still wearing her hair in a crown. It's vertically now versus horizontally, but a crown nonetheless. Moving into season 6, unfortunately, Daenerys has found herself in quite a sticky spot, but that does give birth to her next set of braids. This hairstyle starts pretty much like season 3 did. You're gonna lace braid across the top and across the bottom, leaving a few inches of normal 3-strand braid at the end for us to work with. Now that our base braids are in, let's go ahead and assemble them before we finish off with the new braid. First, the braids on top get crossed one over the other and you pin it in place. Then, if you want to be just so accurate, you're going to braid the ends of those 2 braids together, and once you've reached the nape of your neck, you can go ahead and secure it with an elastic. And now the second set of braids gets crossed one over the other and you pin that in place as well, but you don't have to braid these 2 together. Now we add the final set of braids. Nobody has that much hair behind their ear, so I have picked up some braiding hair to help me with this. So you're gonna take a large section of hair from behind your ear, and then you're gonna start feeding in the braiding hair. When you're braiding, at any given point, there's 2 pieces that aren't getting ready to get braided, and then there's one that is. You're gonna put the braiding hair with the 2 pieces that are not getting ready to get braided. And then you braid the other one over and you keep braiding for like a couple stitches, and then you add in hair again. Also to the 2 pieces that are not getting ready to get braided. I'm just trying to get my braid to the same size as the other ones on my head. And finally, an adjustment I need to make for me because my hair is balayaged is I need to make the roots blend a little bit better with my actual roots. So to do that, I am using the L'Oreal Hair Touch Up Warm Brown Root Concealer. I'm just gonna spray the top to kind of root it a little bit. And then I have some Color Wow root powder that I'm gonna use to add in little low lights in the middle of the braid. You don't have to get this fancy with it, but I'm already doing all this work. I'm just gonna make it perfect. Now we have our ear braids. We just need to bring them together in the back and secure them with an elastic. So season 4 and 5 were a really weird time for Daenerys, but it led her back to her roots and her 3rd set of braids, which she won in the same place that she cemented her 2nd set of braids, the Temple of the Dosh Khaleen in Vase. That's where her pregnancy ceremony was. And then in this season, she topples the cows who want to re-enslave the city she has fought to free. She wins, she gets her new braids. I mean. So yeah, totally, absolutely a battle won there, but more importantly, it's a rebirth for Dany. It's a renaissance of who she is, and thus far, we have not seen her abandon this set of 3 braids. I think at this point, she knows who she is, she knows who she wants to be, and she's gonna do it. We are joined by Piperion, Caldago. All right, Tiny Dragon, can you help me finish this video out? Caca! Dragons don't say caca, do they? They just go, Wah! Can you make that noise? For our last hairstyle, I wanted to finish with the hairstyle that Daenerys wears when she retakes Dragonstone. This hairstyle starts with all the same braids as the previous hairstyle, so get those lace braids in and get those ear braids done. I already did my lace braids once. I'm not redoing them. We're just gonna do the ear braids. And excuse me while I go root cover these. I'm gonna secure the ends of these with elastics and cut off the hair just under the elastic. My hair stops right about up here, so cutting off the end is not a bad thing here. And now all we have to do is assemble the braids. Yes. First, the 2 top braids go together in an elastic, and they're done. Then you're going to create an X with the 2 middle braids and pin the intersection of the X against your head. With the ends of the hair, you're going to wrap them underneath all the hair that's hanging down and secure them with an elastic, and this effectively creates a ponytail. And then all we have left are the ear braids. First, they go up and on top of the elastic, and you pin that in place. And now you're going to pin the braids again, just about 2 inches over the X. For the last set of bobby pins, you're going to cross the braids over to the other side and pin each one at the nape of the neck. And finally, you're going to bring them together under the hair and secure it with an elastic, and you're done. This one's especially important to me because it works off that same braid base, but it's much more intricate in order to show off her accomplishments and that sense of valor that the Dothrakis have around their braids. It's also much more practical for dragon flying. I think it really speaks to where Daenerys sees herself going. Not only is it ornate and ready for a throne room, but it's also very much ready to jump on a dragon and get ish done, which is what our girl does best. So after studying Daenerys' hair evolution, I don't think that she earns new braids as she wins battles. I think she wins them at specific moments of rebirth for her character. And because of that, I don't necessarily think that we're going to end up with braids on braids on braids on braids in season 8. I think they're still going to be intricately combined. Would expect nothing less, but I think she's definitely got her set of braids as it is now. Even so, I am very keen to continue watching the season and to see how her hair continues to evolve throughout the series. And I am so excited to see whatever that end is. Girl, I cannot wait. But that is it for today. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit that like button. It helps support my channel, and girl, do I need it after I spent 2 weeks working on this video. And if you're new here, hit the subscribe button to join the Braidaholic family and learn how to do more cool stuff with your hair, maybe even more character evolutions if you guys want to see that. Whether you are new or old or a casual lurker, I am so happy that you watched this video. Thank you for spending your time with me, and I look forward to seeing you in my next one. Mwah! Bye! I'm either about to star in a Shakira music video or I'm Dothraki Daenerys. It just takes me a minute to get in the zone. Get in the zone, auto zone. You know what's fun is that this part of Dany's story is known as the Marine Knot, which is what I have named the rocks in my shoulders that have formed as I filmed this video. Okay, I think we got it. That's a wrap. Caca!